Hi, my name is Adam Denny and I'm the Academic Advisor for the RN to BSN option at East Carolina University. Today we will do a brief informational session highlighting some of the different aspects of the program itself. If you have any questions, we do have a contact page preceding the actual information session. Feel free, any questions, make sure you just contact us so we can help you through this process. So the big question is, why East Carolina University and why the RN to BSN option here? And some of the highlights that we think really are important to our students and prospective students are the option is completed in 4 semesters, completely online. There is no clinical aspect to our program. Students complete that during their ADN, so we feel that the emphasis needs to be placed on the classroom, the leadership, the writing skills that are necessary for students to obtain that BSN. There are no placement exams. Curriculum is designed for the working nurse. We do have spring and fall admission cohorts, and we also have staff that is dedicated to just our program. And some important key concepts that go along with that is the idea of we do know students are distance education and RN to BSN options, so it's critical for them and their success to have an IT and staff and faculty that are completely dedicated to working with them and, again, making sure that they're successful from start to finish. Some accolades that truly highlight the quality of our program is the College of Nursing at ECU has been identified by the National League for Nursing as a center of excellence in nursing education. We were ranked number 2 on bestmedicaldegrees.com for 2015 and 16 as Best Value Online RN to BSN program. Ranked number 28 on greatvaluecolleges.net for 2015-2016 as top 30 affordable online RN to BSN programs. Ranked number 9 on valuecolleges.com for 2015-2016, top 50 best value online RN to BSN programs of 2015. And I think the key kind of idea right there is the idea of value and quality of program compared to the cost of the program itself and what students are going to be gaining as they leave this program and move on with their education. Tuition and fees, it's important to note that this is subject to change. Information pertaining to East Carolina University fees can be viewed at the website that's included on this PowerPoint. Currently, as of summer 2015, distance education undergraduate per credit hour cost is $156.45 times the 33 credit hours, which is what our program is built on, is 33 credit hours, totaling at $5,162.85. Additional costs for nursing students includes books, background checks, drug screening, physical examinations, and required vaccinations and/or titers. Currently, there is a one-time fee of $35 for liability insurance coverage while enrolled in the program. And again, that is subject to change. And here's the curriculum plan itself. I spoke earlier about how our curriculum is designed around the working nurse. You know, an important thing that comes with this program is that we've spent so much time and effort interacting with local hospitals, local nurses, understanding what they are looking for in terms of continuing their education and making this program itself valuable to them and within the workforce. So as you look at the curriculum plan, you will notice that there is 33 semester hours. Going back to that idea of starting fall or spring, if you look on that left side of the semester, you will note that depending on when you start the program, you will take these classes at different times. No matter what, you will have to take a summer session. So, you know, just be aware of that as you look at that curriculum and your own personal timeline of when you plan on applying to the program. But I think, you know, the keys to this is that, you know, students are never enrolled in taking more than 2 classes at a time. As you can see, there are 3 classes included in the first semester. However, with the design of the program and the block scheduling, students are only enrolled in taking actually 2 courses. You can see this progresses throughout all 4 of the semesters, and depending on when you start the program, you may be taking some of the courses in a 5.5-week span or a 7-week. Again, that will just really depend on your timeline and when you enter the program itself. The College of Nursing RN to BSN option also provides unofficial transcripts review. The ECU College of Nursing offers assistance to prospective students by completing an unofficial review of a complete set of transcripts. And it's important to note that because even if you've taken one class at any institution, you want to include that with that transcript evaluation, because we want to make sure that we look at all of the credits, all of the classes you've taken, and see how we can apply those to the prerequisites that you may need to apply to the program itself. ECU Admissions then completes the official transfer evaluation and awards transfer credit when you apply for admission to ECU. Again, that's something important to understand, because while we do complete the unofficial transcripts evaluations, East Carolina University Office of Admissions and Registration and Registrar have the final say, and they make all decisions on any and all classes that transfer to ECU. You can have this service done by completing the 3 steps that are included. The first would be complete unofficial transcript cover sheet, which can be found on the website that's included in this PowerPoint. Collect and submit unofficial transcripts from each institution you have attended with the cover sheet. Again, going back to that idea of any course you may have taken, any institution, we want to look at that to see if we can provide an easier transition for you and really eliminate or limit as many of those prerequisites as possible. The third step is to submit everything to the rn2bsn@ecu.edu email address. Please allow 4 to 6 weeks for those transcripts to be evaluated, as it does take some time to go through the process of looking at equivalencies, looking at those courses, and making sure, again, we give you a good timeline. So unofficial transcript reviews really are a great resource, because it provides students with an idea of what courses they may need or what courses they may not need, and the timeline in which they can apply to the program. Again, the admission process does take some time, so it's important to be completing these transcripts, looking at that information, and making sure when you want to start the program is within the time that you feel comfortable starting the program. RN and BSN admission standards. Associate degree or diploma in nursing from an accredited educational institution, a current unrestricted license to practice as a registered nurse in North Carolina, minimum requirements as specified in the current undergraduate catalog, a minimum overall grade point average of a 2.5 on a 4.0 scale, a grade of C or higher in all mathematics and science courses, satisfactory completion of all prerequisites, general education, and cognate courses. Criminal background checks and drug screenings are required to enroll in nursing courses. Starting in the fall of 2015, North Carolina has implemented a uniform articulation agreement. Included in this PowerPoint is a website that you can go to find additional information pertaining to that articulation agreement. The East Carolina RN to BSN degree plan that identifies specific degree requirements that are not part of the RN to BSN articulation agreement can be found at our ecu.edu nursing website. The admissions process. Fall admission deadline is March 1st. So any individual that is planning on applying for the fall semester would need to have all of their information submitted to the ECU undergrad admissions, as well as applying to our RN to BSN option. For the spring admission deadline, which would be starting in the spring, students need to have all of that information completed and submitted by October 1st. There are really 2 steps in this process, and the first one is submitting your application to ECU's Office of Undergraduate Admissions. We strongly encourage students to apply up to 4 weeks prior to our deadline. Again, it is a process, and we want to make sure all of that is smooth for you, so trying to follow that really helps that transition. The second part of that process is applying to the RN and BSN program. Now, we encourage students to do this simultaneously with their undergraduate admissions office application. Naturally, your acceptance into an RN and BSN program is contingent on your ability to be accepted into ECU. But in terms of time, we want to make sure that we provide students with ample amount of time to be able to get all of this information in. So applying to the RN and BSN program at the same time as the ECU undergraduate admissions just makes sense, and again, it alleviates some of that time constraints that we typically see in the process. The RN and BSN program itself has created an objective way to view the application process. As you can see on this slide, we break it down, and the majority of your points in this system comes from your GPA, starting at that 2.5 going all the way up to that 4.0. Now, an important part or an important piece to note is the grade point averages used for admissions are based on your cumulative GPA. So again, any and all work that you've done at any institution is going to go into that GPA that we evaluate for this purpose. Bonus points are awarded for the following: 2 points for no outstanding prerequisites at the time for application, 1 point for 1 to 2 outstanding prerequisites if currently enrolled and completing the courses, 1 point for veterans, 1 point if currently residing or employed in one of the 29 eastern North Carolina counties defined as being medically underserved. And I will show you the map on the next slide. And 1 point if currently enrolled at courses at ECU. So again, we created an objective way for us to evaluate students, their applications, and again, make that process as easy for students as possible. This is the map that we were discussing on the last slide. These are the medically underserved counties in eastern North Carolina. And again, you would receive 1 point if you work in any of those yellow highlighted counties. We also have a list of those counties there that you can view. But just keep that in mind as you're applying for the program, that you're making sure that you identify if you work in any of those counties, so we can give you that point that you've obtained and earned through the ranking formula itself. So this concludes our information session. As I spoke about in the beginning of the session, these are the contacts, these are the individuals that are going to be essential to your success within the program, starting with Miss Becky Whitley, the director. Again, myself, Adam Denny, I'm the academic advisor. Melissa Wallace, who's the academic counselor, and Miss Stacy Vernelson, who is our administrative assistant. We are truly excited about your interest in our program, and we want to make sure that your transition to becoming a pirate nurse is as smooth as possible. If you have any questions or concerns, please make sure you reach out to any of us that are included on this RN to BSN contacts page so we can help you in that process. And we look forward to helping you become that pirate nurse.